I've prepared some tea and refreshments for Your Excellency in advance. I hope you'll like them. To respond to the unexpected during a trip, ordinary stewards often prepare multiple plans. But as a Florin...
Drifting stones capsizing the boats! Seamless execution!
Even the wise can make mistakes.
Now is the time to burn the top! Slice the drifting clouds. Sever the records of the earth below! Slice through the drifting clouds above. Drifting stones capsizing the boats. Slice through the drifting clouds above. Sever the records of the earth below. Drifting stones capsizing the boats. Slice through the drifting clouds above. Sever the records of the earth below. Chains bind only the sinners!
Fluttering wings.
Now is the time to turn the tide!
Ansu. End it all. Fluttering wings.
Bow before the sun's brilliant! Slice to the drifting clouds above.
To what extent do the battle outcomes differ from our strategy plan? With the right timing, location, and support, victory is assured.
Condemnation!
Red hot, forge! Red hot, forge! Victory wouldn't be possible without the weapons I forged and the great fire of Hephaestus. You think my effortless wielding of the giant hammer looks impressive? This path is blocked! This path is blocked!
Under the sun, falsehoods have nowhere to hide. Illuminating the common people, shining upon the earth.
Height of folly. Mer, protect everyone.
This path is blocked.
We'll fix them later. You have chosen the right path.
Will deeper thinking in the future lead us to fully understand the human... Clear, logical thinking ensures progress up the ladder of philosophy. Clear, logical thinking ensures progress up the ladder of philosophy. Clear, logical thinking ensures progress up the ladder of philosophy.
To respond to the unexpected during a trip, ordinary stewards often prepare multiple plans. I'm not your steward, but I will do Thank you. I'll make sure to prepare a top-quality gift in return for you. When it rains, an umbrella shields its owner from the unclean. When it's sun, to respond.
You want to hear me sing a Tianli folk song? Are you dreaming or something? Don't you have any concept of occasion?
When it rains, an umbrella shields its owner.
I'm grateful, Your Highness. If it weren't for your intervention, I might have been lost in that labyrinth forever.
Don't mention it. High Priest Mirari insisted on bringing the Emians along, and it turned out to be a wise decision. Otherwise, we would have been trapped on that endless stairway forever.
Speaking of Emians, I encountered a few of them in the tower, and they were dressed in a peculiar fashion. They mentioned something beyond my comprehension. According to them, the copper sphere we transported back to Japheth appears to be a living entity or a device that can be activated through specific commands. They also claimed that the ancient god of the sun in Memphis would rise again over Ephrathah, and they held us responsible for this occurrence.
Where are those Emians now?
I apologize, Your Highness. I had intended to capture them alive and gather more information. Although they were skilled fighters, their lack of coordination made them vulnerable, and we could have easily defeated them. However, just as my soldiers closed in on them, they vanished into thin air. At first, I thought it was an illusion, but the marks left on my soldiers' weapons and armor are undeniably real.
Sarvis, after witnessing numerous miracles in the library, are you still amazed by such minor happenings? I won't be surprised by anything that happens within those infinite rooms. It astonishes me that Obed possesses such a treasure. If the claims of those Emians are true, the Library of Babel contains answers to all questions in the world. Regardless, that copper sphere, even if it is connected to the sun, doesn't matter anymore. The sun rises every day, but it doesn't provide answers to humanity's questions about the world.
Speaking of which, how is the negotiation progressing, High Priest?
The clerks have prepared the necessary documents, stating that the Arsacid Empire will become our vassal state in exchange for our protection. Once you add your signature, the contract will be sealed.
There is no need. The treaty is now null and void. Disseminate my orders. Instruct our soldiers to besiege the city. We shall capture Obed, seize the tower, and claim the library for Japheth. The library of the gods. I never realized that such a wondrous place truly existed in this world.
Your Highness?
I understand your perplexity, General. While reneging on our word is dishonorable, let's consider the fact that the Arsacid Empire is corrupt, and its emperor is an imbecile. If they attempt to exploit the power within the tower for nefarious purposes in the future, I believe you comprehend my concerns, Sarvis. Only Japheth possesses the power to safeguard this marvel from the unworthy.
A swift horse is approaching, Your Highness. The rider appears to be a messenger.
Bring him to me.
Greetings, Your Highness.
Rise. From where do you hail? And what tidings do you bring?
Your Highness, you commanded my unit to escort the God of the Sun back to Javriel. Several days ago, we arrived at Ephrathah on the eastern shore of the Philistine Sea, which is under Herod's dominion.
I know. Herod is one of my father's numerous vassals. Did he show any disrespect toward you?
No, quite the contrary. He treated us with great respect and insisted warmly that we stay at his royal court for the night. Then, at midnight, while we were sleeping, we were awakened by a radiant glow outside the palace. We went to investigate, and, to our astonishment, the sun had risen beneath the stars.
Did the wine addle your senses? What nonsense are you talking about?
What I speak is the truth, Your Highness. We witnessed it with our own eyes.
Go on. Tell me what happened.
Well, my servants, the soldiers slumber now. Now it's time for you to fulfill your promise to me. And should you dare to deceive me, your suffering will be 1,000-fold worse than your darkest nightmare.
Your Majesty, every word we speak is true. Our ancestors were once priests of Memphis, serving pharaohs for generations in the distant past. After the kingdom of pharaohs crumbled, we were exiled but fortunate enough to find shelter in your court. Our deepest secrets are never recorded, but passed down through oral tradition among our closest blood relations. Among them lies the secret of the God of the Sun. During the era of Pharaoh Akhenaten, the priests discovered how to harness the power of the sun, bending it to the pharaoh's will. It is the language of the gods. Merely recite the divine words, and the sun will rise at your command. Through it, you shall attain divinity and achieve immortality, just as the ancient pharaohs did.
Yet you do not hesitate to share such deepest secrets with me.
It's precisely because you are a benevolent and generous ruler. That's why we're willing to reveal these secrets to you. Thurnus is nothing more than a tyrant who has ravaged our lands. If it were not for your generosity, we would all be living as mere livestock now. Your Majesty, I cannot bear to see you continue to bow before that tyrant.
It's about one thing. We are both kings, so why should I kneel before that tyrant and allow my country to be reduced to a mere province of Japheth? Very well. Let me see for myself if your claims hold true.
All deeds have consequences. All debts must be paid.
sun. From this moment onward, even the stars shall pale in comparison to the sun I have awakened!
I take back what I said about our director being an imbecile. Having a time machine at our disposal is actually pretty convenient. Well, it depends on how you interpret what I'm saying. What? Finally done dealing with me? The former #1 director candidate?
The Collected Letters of Obed Royal Family. Volume 3, Darius, the King of All Kings, written by a historian from the Obed court. The second half is blank. Looks like this volume is incomplete. It appears that we have indeed arrived in the era of Darius, around 500 years before the 5th Emperor's reign. That Emaon we encountered mentioned that Darius was the one who first brought Aten from Memphis to Obed. Sarvis also mentioned that Darius was the first ruler of Obed to harness the power of the sun.
I see. The fact that the Japheth soldiers didn't know the command to activate Aten suggests that it had already been lost by their time. Compared to the era of Japheth, the era of Darius was closer to the era of Aten, which means Darius is more likely to know the command to activate Aten.
Besides, there's something else that concerns me. The giant we just encountered. Actually, we might have encountered it once before. Back in our time, when you entered the Tower of Babel and activated the dormant beacon, we came across something very similar, Sia. Indeed. The giant in our time was missing its lower half, so I can't say for sure if it's the same giant. Moreover, I'm sure you remember the stuff we got from the mutilated giant. According to Master Ninsar, it belonged to Darius. So, it must have come from this era.
Sorry for interrupting your discussion, but that was the first time I saw that huge guy. So that giant has been after you? What did you do to anger it so much?
We didn't do anything.
Dear Emeon, I bear no ill intentions. Have you forgotten our agreement?
We don't have enough information to understand the reason behind it yet.
One moment he wanted to kill us, and the next moment he was happy to see us.
Just to confirm, when we met Sarvis for the second time, it was a month after our first encounter, right?
Did you figure something out, or... I'm afraid so. Sarvis didn't have a clue about a 10's activation during our first encounter, but in the second encounter, he mentioned that they had somehow appeased the wrath of the god of the sun. So during that month, a 10 must have been reactivated and turned into the star of Ephrathah. Sarvis also said that we delivered divine words and saved the world from destruction. It means that we were the ones who helped deactivate a 10, extinguishing the star of Ephrathah. Remember what Enki said?
Be careful. The prophecy may actualize itself.
Actions taken to prevent tragedy can end up causing it. Now I understand that Sarvis wasn't exaggerating when he said we saved the entire world from destruction. After a 10 was reactivated, its power must have kept increasing, just like when it destroyed a Keteton. Imagine what would happen if a fusion reactor continues to increase its power output without being shut down. We obtained the command and delivered it to Sarvis. However, it wasn't us from the present. Rather, it was us from some point in the future. Because of our time travels, the prophecy actualized itself. Sure.
There is no other choice.
Now we're not just responsible for saving the library in our era, but also saving the world in Sarvis's era.
We must move on and find the command to deactivate Arten. And deliver it to Sarvis. If we fail, both eras will veer off their intended paths and collapse completely.
I'm not going to answer that. There are a bunch of geezers in Emeon who specialize in time paradoxes. I've never paid attention to their lectures. All I know is that it would be very, very, very bad. Who are the...
Judging by their attire, they must be the Immortal Army, Darius's Praetorians.
Of course I know that, but why are there so many Immortal Army soldiers wandering inside the library in this era?
Your Majesty, please forgive us. We are devoted to you.
Hey! They can't even hear us. Never mind. Let's keep going. We'll surely find someone we can reason with, right?
Those who betray His Majesty will pay with their lives. In the mighty name of Darius, the King of all kings.
It's those pesky creatures again. Hey, use your time-stopping ability on them.
Walk with the umbrella.
Interesting fellow.
Halt, Oriole. End up like those sacrifices hanging there.
This era.
Obviously, those Immortal Army soldiers have been wandering around inside the library for quite some time. Otherwise, they wouldn't be so worn out.
What exactly happened?
Emperor Darius was the ruler of the ancient Obed Empire 2,500 years before our time. He was one of the most renowned rulers in Obed's history. Unlike the Obed Empire under the 5th Emperor's rule, Obed during Darius's reign was the most powerful empire in the world. Towards the end of his reign, though, Emperor Darius inexplicably shifted his focus away from governing the empire, leading to a rapid decline of Obed. The records about Emaon are not detailed, as their leader Pythagoras mysteriously vanished without a trace one day.
Emaon's historical records are all but blank during this era. There are simply too many coincidences happening in this era. We need to be extra cautious.
You're right.
If we can find a reasonable soldier or an Imeon of this era, perhaps they will tell us what has happened here. Let's go. We don't have much time. Wait, isn't that the shoddy artifact that wouldn't even start? So is it working now?
Those who offer themselves to His Majesty will be rewarded 100-fold.
Interesting fellow.
The main path is blocked.
In moments like this, it's time to show some innovation. Interesting fellow.
there are still people over there.
I don't expect to find any living people we can reason with, but let's go check it out anyway.
Please lower your weapons. We mean no harm.
Who are you?
We are Emaons.
My name is Farhad. I can't see you well. I thought you were monsters too. Thank you so much. I didn't expect your help, especially after His Majesty gave that order.
His Majesty? Are you talking about Emperor Darius?
Of course. Were you not there when His Majesty gave the order? His Majesty ordered the Immortal Army to take over the Tower of Babel and the Library of Babel. How long ago was that? 1 year? Or 2 years? I can't remember clearly. This is not a library. It's an endless nightmare. Ever since I got here, I've been praying for the gods to wake me up from this living hell.
Take over? Why did your... So, what does your Emperor want to uncover about the God of the Sun?
Even though the Emperor's brilliance can rival the sun itself, he can't accept that all things eventually come to an end. Rumor has it that the god of the sun of Memphis is immortal. Therefore, His Majesty wishes to unravel the secret to immortality, hoping to find methods that will grant him immortality. In this vast library, there must be a scroll or something that holds the key to harnessing the power of the God of the Sun. His Majesty's goal is to conquer distant stars. And we, the Immortal Army, must find that divine scroll. Those who betray...
Hey, are you alright?
No. His mental state has irreversibly deteriorated.
I apologize, esteemed Emeons. I wasn't myself.
Sit down and take a break. You don't have to put up a strong front here, because there's no emperor who requires your worship.
I appreciate your kindness, but I don't deserve forgiveness. I made a solemn vow to His Majesty that I would never stop my journey until his realm reached the ends of the world. Yet here I am, empty-handed, a disgrace to His Majesty's glory. I feel ashamed to admit that I've known for a while that my time would come soon. But His Majesty once said he would share his dreams and glory with us. I want to return to His Majesty's throne before drawing my last breath. Please, don't let my journey end here. Thank you for your generosity. Although I can't see your face now, I'll always remember your kindness.
Well, I have nothing to say to a blind loyalist like him. Take good care of him.
This place feels familiar. The device in the center should be able to take us down below. The correct switch is hidden under the tome that glorifies His Majesty.
Looks like you've run into a bit of trouble.
If you actually exist, why did you stay silent? Shape. It's His Majesty's throne. Thank you for bringing me here. His Majesty is just ahead.
I am the blade! Let it to fry!
That's Farhad, a member of the scout squad. Maybe he's found something. Hurry! Bring him before His Majesty. Why are you looking so exhausted, General Farhad? What happened to you? What did you do to him?
Behave yourselves. If it weren't for these Emeons, I would have died long ago on the Nameless Land. I'll inform His Majesty of your achievements, Emeon. Soon, you'll see that Farhad always keeps his promises. And His Majesty is a generous and benevolent ruler.
Let us assist you.
Stand back. No need. I've witnessed the distant and boundless lands with His Majesty when you were. If I need help with even a few steps, how am I supposed to follow His Majesty to the ends of the stars? What is happening? Why can't I move on? I'm so ashamed to request that Your Majesty descend from your throne. Your Majesty, please!
Shut up.
You're in no position to tell me how to punish my soldiers, outsider. Those who have failed me are no different from deserters, and this is what happens to deserters. Pythagoras, are they your companions?
No, Your Majesty. Although their clothes resemble mine, I've never seen them before.
We're not Emeons from this world. We come from the future, 2,500 years from now.
A funny joke. Unfortunately, it comes at an inopportune moment. Those who dare to mock me must be punished.
Please, wait, Your Majesty! The wonders of the Library of Babel surpass the wildest imagination of mortals. Here, it is possible to encounter someone from a past or future era. For the sake of your lives, strangers, if you too are Emeons like me, show your proof.
This is a fragment from your crown.
Indeed it is. Where did you get this weathered fragment from?
From 2,500 years in the future. By then, it had become an antique.
Interesting. Let's assume what you said is true. Answer me this. Who rules over Obed 2,500 years from now?
I can't answer your question because Obed has no need for a ruler that far in the future.
I see. You can't provide me what I desire either. Lead the way forward, Pythagoras. As for these useless freeloaders, Get rid of them, my soldiers.
Ari.
Your Majesty, please forgive our rudeness.
You know your manners, but your courtesy comes too late.
It's true that Obed won't need a ruler in the future. Because by that time, Obed will be insignificant compared to your vast empire. We don't need anyone specifically to rule over it. The fragment you just saw is a gift you gave us yourself.
You mean you've seen me 2,500 years later? Do I still rule over my vast empire?
Yeah, of course.
How did I survive until then in the future? Tell me, now!
Gladly, but we want something in return.
Even those who call themselves the mouthpieces of the gods are nothing more than mere mortals after all. Your wish is granted. All the wealth in my treasury and all the provinces in my domain are yours for the taking.
We don't want wealth or fiefdoms. We just want to know what you know about the God of the Sun.
How interesting. That's the very same question I've been asking you, Emeons, for years. But why is an Emeon from the future asking me this question instead?
You seek the secrets of the God of the Sun because you're eager to know the secret to immortality, right? We discovered its mysteries once. However, over the long years since then, many details of our research have been lost. That's why we're coming back from the future, to get the missing pieces. You've been to Delphi during your expedition, and I believe you've heard the stories about Oedipus that go around there. In the loop made by time, the result and the cause will become one. You'll need to tell us everything you know about the God of the Sun, so that we'll be able to get you the full answer. That's the only way we can help you survive the next 2,500 years. In the distant future, you gifted us the token so that we could return here to figure out the truth about immortality.
Nothing but lies. Myths are for ignorant children. Do you think I'm as gullible as a child? I've found ludicrous loopholes in your words. Since the me in the future already knows the secret to immortality, why didn't that me ask you to tell me the secrets directly? Immortal Army! Those who deceive me will pay with their lives.
Of course, you can just kill us, Your Majesty. But at the moment we're killed, the casual loop in the timeline will be severed. If you don't learn the secret to immortality now, you, your empire, and all the feats you will achieve in the future will simply go up in smoke.
Are you threatening me, Emeon?
No. As a scholar, I'm simply telling you what might happen because of your actions. Whether to trust us or kill us on the spot, the choice is up to you. I'm sure you already have an answer in your mind.
Well, indeed. A nasty tone unique to Emeon. Lay down your weapons. For now. Listen well. I sent my people to collect many ancient documents and summon many scholars while I was in Memphis. But the destruction of Eketaton was so complete that very little information survived. Despite my efforts, I only figured out one piece of information from the ancient records. The language of the gods is a palindrome.
The language of the gods is a palindrome? What does that mean?
Legend has it that Akhenaten deciphered the language of the gods and thus learned how to harness the sun. The language consists of a huge number of palindromic words. While they are written exactly the same forwards and backwards, they cause the god of the sun to perform very different behaviors. That's all I know. I didn't have access to the vocabulary. As soon as I returned to Obed, I shared this discovery with your companions, the Amazons of this era. But unfortunately, it didn't help them with the task I assigned them. Now it's your turn. Tell me, have you figured out the secret to immortality?
Are.
Huh? What are you talking about? The secret to immortality? It does not exist! What are you waiting for, Director? We've got the information. Now it's time to make a run for it.
How dare you! Don't you dare run away! How dare you deceive me!
Your Majesty, please calm down. Your Majesty.
Darius, the great king of Obed, the king of all kings! I shall bestow grace upon the faithful and punish the disloyal! Heed my command, my immortal army! Hunt down those Amazons! From this place to the end of the world! From this moment until the end of their lives, or yours!
We have ventured too far, Your Majesty. If we continue, we may not be able to return. The paths ahead, not even the Emians have explored them.
Emions. Always those babbling Emions. Why would I, the king of all kings, need someone else to pioneer my new territories? Wherever I go, it is my domain. And whatever I say, my words shall shine like the sun. From this day on, cease all support of those Emions. We don't need those false mouthpieces of the gods.
But, Your Majesty, what about Pythagoras?
I won't repeat myself.
Yes, Your Majesty.
You are... Wait! Please, spare us! I beg you!
Take away their supplies, spare the strong, and destroy the old and the weak. What is happening? Why do you defy my orders? Have you forgotten what happened when we crossed the Memphis Desert? If we hadn't plundered the caravan, it wouldn't have been us celebrating under the magnificent waterfalls of the Memphis River. Carry on. We have a long path ahead, and we must not stumble here.
Yes, Your Majesty.
Let's station ourselves here today. It looks like we're running low on food. Soldiers, kill my horse. What's the meaning of this? Why the hesitation? Have you forgotten what happened when we attacked Delphi the first time? And that time I slaughtered my horse so that we could cross frigid Mount Medicus? This is no different. Come. I shall share the horse's flesh with all of you once more. My warriors. My warriors? Halt here. We need a break once in a while. I grant you a brief reprieve. These books on the shelves are unlike any I've seen before. No matter. One day I will conquer their lands. Remember what I said, Fahad. I shall share my glory and dreams with you. Armor me, Fahad, my most loyal friend. Let's embark on our odyssey. Our expedition must not stop here. Fahad, if you choose not to accompany me on this quest, it's all right. I permit you to turn back and return home. It is a king's duty to forge ahead. As my subject, your duty is to spread news of my accomplishments throughout the world. Go back, Fahad. Whether in life or in death, you shall forever be showered in my grace. Fahad. Will leave our footprints across the entire expanse of the sky.
Probability fears time.
Station is clear. Act according to the plan.
Walk in the rain.
A spark of inspiration! It's time to weigh the results against the costs. Meticulous calculations beforehand naturally lead to victory.
When it rains, an umbrella shields its owner from the unclean. Thank you. I'll make sure to prepare a top...
This is Sarvis's era.
Something seems to be on your mind. That "I've really got something to say" look on your face is pretty rare.
I think I figured out why we've been entangled with Darius. Now I'm certain that the giant we encountered when we first entered the library and the one we saw during our second meeting with Sarvis are one and the same, Sia. It is Darius. This library is alive and has its own wisdom. That's what Elish, the first director of the library, once said. Therefore, visitors should stay quiet, humble, and cautious within the library. It is not recommended to speak, write, or daydream, for words and ideas carry power. The library is an anomaly, after all. It may give incredible responses to obsessive thoughts.
Don't you dare run away! How dare you deceive me!
We deceived a man of extraordinary strength, of willpower. Obsessive ideas may stir up billowing waves in this ocean of thoughts.
So, you're saying that the library distorted Darius, turning him into the giant that has been chasing us around? If that's the case, it explains why he hated our guts so much. After all, we shattered his world with that devastating lie. Hold on a sec. So, we lied to Darius, and after he got distorted by the library, he stayed here for all those thousands of years, just to get revenge against us? According to our time machine, you met the giant before you met me. Thanks to him, our time machine met the future me and heard the prophecy. And that's how we started this totally messed up journey, right? How ironic.
We went to Darius because we had already met him. Cause and effect become one in the Library of Babel. It's a loop.
Why are you giving me that look?
No, it's nothing. Just don't leave my sight without my permission, Ari.
What are you talking about? That's a weird thing to say. Quit using that tone with me. Shut up! Hey, what's with that look on your face? Stop it. It's making me sick. I'm not going to follow this so-called prophecy. But with the current situation, we have to continue this loop. Remember, the fate of two eras rests on our shoulders. Next, if our time machine gets things right, we should be at a point between our two encounters with Sarvis. We must inform him about the divine words at this point. Since someone in this era activated a 10, the divine words must exist in this era. If he can find the person who activated a 10, he'll naturally get the command to stop it. If everything goes smoothly, will put a stop to a 10. No. The Star of Ephrathah, before it burns everything in this era to ashes. Don't you dare spout any more nonsense like that!
Someone's coming. Those are Japheth's soldiers.
Looks like they're in a tough spot, too.
Interesting fellow.
I never expected someone to come to my rescue. Thank you so much. Wait, you're the Emians who escaped from Lord Sarvis before?
So what if we are? Are you planning to capture us and hand us over to your general?
No, we Japhethians are anything but ungrateful. Anyway, it's good to see you. We've been searching for you. That's not the case, Emian. Lord Sarvis has encountered an extraordinary problem, and he says only Emians can solve it.
As I thought. Then what are we waiting for? Lead the way.
I'm sorry, but when we enter this infinite library again, we got separated from our general. I have no clue where he could be now. The path ahead takes us back to where we came from. Let's head in that direction.
Aren't you coming with us?
As you can see, my squad has been decimated. With all the dangers lurking here, we shouldn't burden you with protecting us. Please, hurry to the general as soon as possible.
Let's go.
Our strength isn't enough to break through this stone gate. We're entering the unknown sector.
Finding someone in the unknown sector. This is simply a living nightmare. Let's hope that general didn't go too deep.
It's you. Thank you for your help, Emeals. I apologize for my rudeness earlier, and I would like to do my best to clear up the misunderstanding I caused. But I'm afraid we don't have time for that now. Allow me to get straight to the point. Do you happen to know how to deactivate the God of the Sun?
Did someone activate that sphere?
I'm afraid so. According to our plan, we delivered it to the Philistine Sea to get it loaded on a ship and then transfer it to Javriel. However, it passed through one of our vassal states on its way back. To my astonishment, the ruler there, Herod, had the audacity to lay his finger on it. It was only afterward that we learned that quite a few servants in Herod's kingdom had been exiled from Memphis, and some of them had even served as priests in Memphis. They knew a number of secrets that had been passed down from generation to generation by word of mouth. Not even Lord Thurinus or Emperor Darius had learned about them when they conquered Memphis. Those Memphians stirred up Herod's greed, making him believe that he could awaken the god of the sun like the ancient pharaoh Akhenaten did, and thus be elevated to the status of a god.
How ridiculous.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Truth is, the Memphian slaves hate him for his brutality and wanted to use this chance to take revenge. They didn't think about the catastrophic consequences it would bring. Unfortunately, Herod killed all those slaves once he obtained the divine words, so nobody else could ascend to the divine throne like him. By the time we arrived, the Copper Sphere was already levitating and burning over Herod's capital city, Ephrathah. We apprehended Herod before the city was razed to the ground. However, he only knows how to activate the sphere, and he didn't ask for the command to deactivate it. Now, with the death of the last Memphian priests, the secrets are lost forever. If that copper sphere continues to burn, one day the Philistine Sea will dry up, and even Javriel, the eternal city, will end up in flames. Fortunately, I had met you in the Library of Babel. I remembered you had mentioned that the copper sphere could be deactivated. So, we rushed back here to seek your help. Such is the situation. If you know how to stop this world from ending up in flames, I'm willing to offer whatever I can in return.
Hey, hold on. You've told him already?
The language of the gods is a palindrome. I understand. That'll do. Write the palindrome words in both directions, and the quill will go back to where it started. In other words, the command to activate the sphere is also the command to deactivate it. We just need to repeat the same word Herod used and it will revert to its previous state. I can't believe this answer is so straightforward. I must return to Ephrathah immediately. But the thing is, we've lost a significant number of soldiers since entering the Library of Babel. I'm sorry, Hemayon, but I need your assistance once again. Could you escort me out of here?
Our strength isn't enough to break through this gate.
This gate is heavy. Please stand back.
Thank goodness we didn't fight him earlier.
Sorry, I couldn't hear you because of the noise. What did you say?
Oh, it's nothing.
Here before. The path on the right leads back to where I came from.
Jeez, not another one of those annoying stone gates.
Don't worry. My strength should be enough to break through it. However, I've just exerted a lot of energy. Give me a moment to catch my breath.
Fine. Take a step back, Sia.
They started following us before I even noticed. What a bunch of eyesores.
I am the place!
Looks like you've run into a bit of trouble.
Let's follow him and not waste time dealing with those creatures.
I am the place!
Need an umbrella?
Finally. Ahead is the sector I entered from. One must exit from where they entered. Such is the wise words from the Emeons who guided me here. Thank you for escorting me here.
Hey, Mr. General. Although we didn't request payment, it's okay to ask for a favor, right?
Of course. Just let me know whatever you want.
Well, when you go back and see Herod again, please make a copy of the divine words he tells you and give it to us.
Sure thing. That's a simple task. Once I resolve the troubles in Ephrathah, I'll come back and deliver the letter for you. Thank you for your generosity. I'll never forget it.
Please rest assured, Your Highness. Sarvis is one of the few generals who possesses both wisdom and bravery. He will be safe.
But he's been inside all night. I know it's prudent for us to stay out here, but you've witnessed the enigmatic library yourself, as well as its labyrinth plucked from myths. Will Sarvis return safe and sound this time?
Your Highness, High Priest.
Sarvis, you're back!
Yes, and I bring good tidings. I found the peculiar Emeon I mentioned last time, and they instructed me how to deactivate the God of the Sun.
Excellent. This library truly holds the answers to all questions in the world. High Priest Marari, do you still have a copy of the treaty with the Arsacid Empire?
I can have the scribe immediately draft a new one, Your Highness. What do you mean, Your Highness?
I will sign it. Tell our soldiers that we are no longer at war with Obed. Let's go back. Once we resolve the issue in Ephrathah, we will make our way back home.
May I ask the reason behind your change of heart, Your Highness?
Look at that burning star. If there's anything like divine revelation in the world, it probably looks like that. Wouldn't you agree? No. Japheth is not ready to confront such power. My father has been invincible throughout his life. He forged his great empire in his 30s. I heard that he was frustrated at the thought of spending the remainder of his days governing rather than conquering. However, I think governing is far more challenging than conquering. I'm always worried that if Japheth's armies keep crossing new frontiers, sooner or later, they'll meet an impenetrable presence. Father has never tasted defeat, and neither has Japheth. Father is aged, and Japheth has long grown accustomed to the countless triumphs he has achieved. If, one day, Japheth fails to sustain its momentum of conquest, if, one day, the tip of Japheth's spear finally shatters against a towering wall never before encountered, how do you think the people of Japheth would feel in such a moment? Pride renders one fragile, and when it breaks, it shatters the heart into pieces. Now, seeing that newborn star, I think we've reached a towering wall that casts its shadow over Japheth. Undoubtedly, there are forces in this world that surpass the limits of human imagination. This library, capable of harnessing even the power of that star, lies far beyond our dominion. We are not yet prepared to venture into the realm of gods.
I concur, Your Highness. It is time to head back. Since Emeon has guarded his power for so long, let it be. There must be reasons why this tower has stood undisturbed for thousands of years. Until we understand those reasons, we must not disturb the balance. No. We shouldn't even touch it. It'd be best if all of us stayed away from it, neither to inquire nor to disturb it, lest it bring a catastrophe down upon us. While my words may appear disrespectful, His Majesty's order to retrieve the God of the Sun and the situation we are facing serve as compelling evidence.
I agree with your decision to retreat, Your Highness. However, if we ignore the blaze of the star and the impending destruction it brings, it is beautiful, like a real celestial body. Now we know beyond a shadow of a doubt that someone, or some being, crafted it. How extraordinary is it to craft a star? If I had the chance, I would love to see the hands that forged the star. Even if I am unable to witness it, I hope that my descendants will be blessed with this fortune.
Time to go. We have no time for sentimentality. Leave the recording of history to poets and scholars. As for us, let us restore the sky with its true sun